I'd like to take a few minutes to discuss the importance of interactivity and engagement, and specifically how it pertains to middle school and high school art classrooms. I will also be sharing a few of my top choices for applications and tools to be used by art educators for these grade levels. Interactivity and engagement have been discussed in education for ages because we know it is directly linked to student motivation, which can differentiate a great learning experience from a mediocre or inadequate one. We also know that a student's learning experience is directly correlated to the varying degrees and ways engagement and interactivity is used in the classroom. Engagement is not just about entertaining our students, but creating an environment for students to thrive and be motivated, which is a vital and necessary part for our schools. As educators, we've all experienced how hard it can be to keep a student's attention in the classroom. With the onslaught of constant, bite-sized media like TikTok videos, our students have become used to being constantly stimulated and engaged for short amounts of time. That is why we must work so hard to make our classes interactive and engaging. According to a study done in 2020, sustained attention is a pivotal component of learning. Those classes with interactivity and engagement between classmates, educators, and educational material showed that sustained attention could be held throughout an entire class. Technology has become increasingly integrated into the modern art classroom. While there are many benefits to using technology, there are also some potential drawbacks to consider. One of the main benefits of technology is that it can provide a more engaging and interactive learning experience for students. Interactive applications and programs can allow students to experiment with different artistic techniques and mediums in a way that is not always possible with traditional methods. My students love the free application Photopea. It allows them to explore a variety of digital art tools like professional artists and investigate non-traditional mediums and applications. Additionally, technology can provide a way for students to showcase their learning in a fun, engaging way, both as formative and summative assessments. Another benefit of technology is that it can provide educators with a way to give support and guidance even when students are working from home. Applications like Edpuzzle, which we will discuss later in this video, can be used to walk students through art education videos with notes and questions that can be reviewed later. This can help to address issues of inequity by providing students with the support they need to succeed outside the classroom. There are also some potential drawbacks to consider when using technology in the art classroom. One major disadvantage is the lack of training and technological support available to educators. Without proper training, educators may not be equipped to integrate technology into their classrooms effectively, which can limit its impact on student learning. Educators are the main driving force of change in the classroom, and the adoption of technology into the classroom is heavily dependent on them. Furthering this notion, the sustained use of technology in the classroom is dependent on the educator and how well they know how to integrate it into their lesson plans and overall pedagogy. So now we know the importance of technology and its effects on engagement. Let's look into some ways you as an art educator can implement technology effectively with the suggestion of my top 3 applications to use in an art classroom. Padlet is an extremely versatile app that allows 5 free Padlets, or digital collaboration corkboards, to be created at any one time. After the creation of 5 Padlets, you must purchase a subscription. However, one of your 5 Padlets can always be deleted to create a new one. Padlet is a digital app and a browser-based application that can be used with iOS or Android. While Padlet can be used in many ways, let's look deeper into its benefits in an art classroom. Padlet's greatest attribute is its ability to engage all students in conversation and feedback, both synchronously and asynchronously. For example, how often have you had a student not engage in a verbal art critique or feedback session? It happens in every art classroom and can be easily avoided by providing multiple modes of showing learning. One of those ways could be requiring students to participate in the verbal critique and a written collaboration board on Padlet. It's built in a manner that mimics social media, which in itself is comfortable and engaging for students. It especially allows for the quieter students in the classroom to build out their ideas in a safer environment. Let's dive into another useful app called Art Steps. This is a 3D virtual reality app that gives a user the ability to build a 3D gallery to showcase art, artist statements, research, and anything else you'd like to present in a visual format. This app goes beyond simply providing an interactive space to view art, but allows art students a plethora of ways to interact with artwork that is not easily achievable inside a brick-and-mortar classroom. Art Steps is free to use unless you use one of their fancier pre-made gallery spaces, and it is extremely intuitive. If you need help or assistance, there are tutorials available on Art Steps' website, as well as many pre-made options to make the experience faster and simpler. I am not suggesting that an Art Steps gallery replace in-person student art shows, but augments them to provide more equitable access to students and families. From a more student-centered lens, Art Steps allows students to build an entire art gallery to fit their artwork and artistic vision. It is not economically reasonable to provide students with a brick-and-mortar art space for them to transform, but Art Steps can provide a similar experience digitally. It isn't until you are in art college, if then, that you are given the opportunity to create an immersive art experience. Giving students the opportunity to build and mold a space in Art Steps that caters to the body of work that they have created is a perfect learning opportunity. Students can explore the many design choices that museum curators have to make, from wall color and floor choices to the eyeline of where the artwork will be hung. Students are often not versed in the idea that everything in a museum and gallery is precisely curated to create a specific response to the artwork, and this experience can lead students toward great lines of questioning and reflection practices. Art Steps provides an immersive experience for art students to explore their art and see it in a whole new context. The last app I'd like to discuss is Edpuzzle, which helps make videos more engaging with questions and quizzes. It is free and extremely easy to use, especially with the addition of the AI feature, which populates questions based on the video. This feature is still not polished, but it makes the process of lesson planning more efficient. There is also a large library of already created video resources ready to go, including a plethora of art-based resources. Edpuzzle can also be used synchronously or asynchronously with a function that allows teachers to project the video on the board while students answer in-video questions on their phone. This is the perfect app to make your art education videos come to life and more engaging. Please check out the Edpuzzle resource I have created that can be used in your own art classroom. You can use this Banksy-related video with built-in questions for your classroom discussions around graffiti or performative art. Please find it linked below. Ultimately, the decision to integrate technology into the classroom should be made on a case-by-case basis, taking into account the specific needs and circumstances of each school and classroom. With the right scaffolding for students and proper training for educators, the use of technology in the classroom can lead to a deeper sense of presence and engagement in the classroom. Studies have also shown that digital games and applications help learners to cultivate 21st century skills like critical thinking, communication, and other soft skills that will be needed across the board. While technology can provide many benefits, it is important to be aware of the potential drawbacks and to ensure that the use of technology does not detract from the overall learning experience of students. Remember that technology and applications are tools to improve teaching, and it is how you incorporate them into your lessons that is important, not the tool itself. Thank you for listening.